Hey there people, it's Fresh Mark Sense, another fresh review, aka Zest for Life. Today I'll be reviewing my favorite jasmine scents because it's quite an underrated ingredient, because some people may see it as feminine and only used in feminine perfumes, but when used in the right way it has a multitude of effects, including adding a layer of complexity to the fragrance. So let's get straight into it with the cheapest of the lot. This is something that might surprise you. This Rihanna Rogue Man is actually £15 for I think it's about 30 mils, yes. And this is actually made by Frank Vogel, the creator of Dolce Gabbana Velvet Amber Sun, one of my favorite perfumes. He actually specializes in using ylang ylang and vanilla and black pepper in a very nice way, although I just say so because he used it in a very good way in Velvet Amber Sun. It was very interesting when he used this. He has black pepper, jasmine, bit of ylang ylang, and some bergamot on the top. So this has mixed citrus note on the top. It's kind of like bergamot with a little bit sort of limey and slightly zesty, like a little bit of grapefruit as well. So some black pepper, grapefruit, mixed citruses, jasmine in the middle. The yellow florals of ylang ylang keep it a little bit buttery, make it buttery, and lead into the base of vanilla and labdanum to keep it slightly masculine. With the labdanum is almost like a black leather note, and vanilla keeps it grounded and slightly, well, not gourmand, almost gourmand. It has a slightly culinary aromatic black pepper and jasmine from the get-go, which is uplifting and slightly masculine, lets you know that it's a man's fragrance. But that jasmine is used in a very soft and subtle way to lead into the vanilla and ylang ylang. So definitely one to try out. Rogue Man. It lasts for about 3 to 4 hours on the skin, so not the longest lasting perfume, but you do get what you pay for. However, this is the most complex perfume I've seen, bar Boys to Yuzu by Karl Lagerfeld for £15, the most complex. Definitely check it out. Next one is honey with jasmine, and it has a honeyed evening sun glow about it. Jaipur Home EDP. I've recommended this before for its beautiful jasmine in the mid. It has some let me just spray it one more time. I know it has Peru Balsam in the base. Ah yes, it has Lily of the Valley, which is like a morning dew note, so morning dew droplet note to keep it fresh, airy, almost aldehydic, like thin air. It has some nice lemon on the top note as well. Cinnamon and vanilla create a sort of gourmand caramel effect. Peru Balsam darkens the tinge of the whole perfume, so you have some airy, fresh, and slightly tiny bit lemony top note. So airy, fresh, and zesty, and then it goes into a caramelized, glowing sun vibe. This is what I used to wear before I had Dolce Gabbana Velvet Amber Sun, and I really liked it, and I still use it today because it has a touch of green notes in the top note as well, mixed green note. But that is almost like a broken twig petitgrain, and slight tarragon because it has a sweetness of Givenchy pie. So very nice fragrance. Some people may say that the Peru Balsam makes it sickly sweet, so definitely, well, I would say try before you buy, but there's not that many places you can try this. So I wouldn't say you would be too much of a miss to give it a blind buy. If you don't like it, you probably your parents would probably like it, because it could be worn from anyone from about, like, 25 to like 50. It's such a classic glowing vanilla and smooth scent. that is fresh in the daytime all the way until the evening time. So Jaipur is great formally and casually, and it reminds me of the perfect summer, waking up on a beautiful day and smelling some fresh jasmine. The next jasmine fragrance I'm going to mention is something with the note of cardamom, and it goes in a more green direction. So we had the peppery, masculine, slightly yellow florals in Rogue. We had the burnished, almost glazing, ambery sun, glowing sun vibe in Jaipur with jasmine, along with the freshness of morning. And this goes in a green direction. Carna Barcelona D600 is a cardamom first. We've got some cardamom, black pepper, and grapefruit. So it's slightly zesty. The cardamom leads it into a green direction, green aromatic. Pepper is there. It's quite strong in the beginning. However, this lets you know that it's a masculine scent in the same ear as Rogue Man. That slight dusting of pepper just gives it some punch in the beginning. But the cardamom, vanilla from the base, cedar wood, keeping it fresh, spicy, woody, and masculine, and the iris in the middle, creating a soft butteriness. This does have a touch of ylang-ylang, but I believe it's the vetiver in the base that really comes forth, mixing with the cardamom in the top note, and the jasmine in the middle gives it a nice, airy, fresh pause. And that's what I'm really talking about. When jasmine creates a pause in which all of the other notes can meld around the fragrance. It's almost like a fixative that allows the perfume to spread further with its ciliage and plumage, so you can smell it from further away. The jasmine increases the ciliage. The longevity of the perfume is more based on the heavy and dense oils of vanilla, and that lasts on the skin with the light violet-like, sweet, buttery floral of iris, which I really enjoy in this perfume. This is one of my favorite iris perfumes. This and another one that's coming out, and I don't want to spoil it, so let's go straight into it before I give away too much, because I like to give away all of my secrets with great perfume, because I love to share perfume that I like. Check it out. Tom Ford Black Orchid EDP. This is the original EDP that I fell in love with when I saw it in the store. I sprayed it. It has a note of civet. The first time I smelled civet, it was a very masculine, slightly sour, animalic, leathery note, mixed with iris. And they said, Tom Ford always has a secret note that he doesn't mention in the notes of his perfume. And instantly I noted it as something chocolatey, and the store assistant said truffle, and that instantly connected with me. So the truffle with iris and leather leads it in, and a slight touch of black pepper and jasmine in the middle and amber in the base creates something that is white floral. The jasmine comes forth with the black pepper in the middle. Let me just spray this again because we're in the wind here. I think I missed a bit. Yes, this is almost like a Good Girl for men. Good Girl Eau de Parfum for ladies by the Bad Boy Carolina Herrera range uses cacao and truffle in a similar way. However, this is the original, and both men and women used this at the time when it came out because it was very popular. So it opens up with an uplifting, sweet, slightly peppery and violet-like jasmine, and then the truffly, buttery ylang-ylang and truffle combination creates a butter and chocolate combination, which leads into a base of leather and civet. So there's a separate leather note, which is like black leather, and the civet keeps it animalic, realistic, and blends with the musk and amber to create something sweet and gourmand at the end. So this is jasmine with truffle and leather. Very interesting in a white floral, mixed floral truffly dimension. The next one is something that you may have heard of before. Lacoste Le Homme Timeless is a very fresh, zingy jasmine. So we've had the truffly jasmine, we've had the green jasmine, the ambery glowing sun, and this is the fruity zesty one. This mixes, the middle note is jasmine, black pepper, cashmeran, and you have ginger. So the ginger actually comes forth in the top note with rhubarb. So rhubarb, grapefruit, ginger, and bergamot are all fighting for position in a fruity, zingy combination, with the jasmine uplifting this fragrance with some pepper to keep it masculine, fruity, zingy, with a touch of cashmere wood in the base to keep it very, well, it's fruity first, masculine second with the pepper. You feel the pepper as an after effect after the sourness of the zesty grapefruit. And at the end, you feel a very comforting cashmeran wood. Now, cashmeran wood is actually a synthetic note. It resembles the feeling of a cashmere jumper. So this is a very cozy, sweet, fruity, and fun scent. I definitely recommend for summer. Jasmine is uplifting with the fruity notes, and you can wear it casually all summer. £15 for 50ml. That's another great price one. I actually can't remember who it's made by, but definitely check it out in stores because it's everywhere. Can't miss that one. And finally, I'm going to get on to something that if you don't know it by now, you've got to know it. Jardin Exclusive by Mancera. Yes, I left the most expensive one for last because I like to keep things accessible for people. However, the price point of this, £80 for 120ml, is actually quite good for what you get, because this is a 9-hour longevity fragrance with a very good sprayer. I'm not actually selling this. I wish I actually got money from the sales of this, but maybe one day. Yeah, so this little, the spray of this, if you see it, it actually plumes out in a jet spray rather than a squirt spray, so you actually get a lot more out of it by spraying less. So this is a very thick, syrupy eau de parfum. As you can see, two sprays of this, I can actually pick it up on my finger and put it on my neck, and that would last for about 9 hours. All of that aside, what I get from the top notes of this is a Gourmand, Jolly Rancher, lollipop sort of apple with the salty, ambiguous, and caramel mix. The jasmine is very uplifting, and it reminds me of real jasmine because I went outside and I picked a jasmine that had it was a wild jasmine, and it had a slight yellow floral touch. And it reminded me of Night Jasmine from Dior Addict. And Rogue Man has that similar sort of wild jasmine touch because it mixes ylang-ylang with jasmine. And this has a very realistic pure white jasmine. So pure white jasmine with salty, ambiguous, and caramel. Very sweet, very celebratory. A smooth violet note keeps it creamy with sandalwood in the base to keep it smooth, celebratory, floral, and gourmand jasmine. So this is a fruity gourmand jasmine. So there you go. These are all the fragrances that are out there with jasmine. I hope you don't mind me wearing the same t-shirt twice, because it's just such an amazing t-shirt. I can't just let it go without seeing it twice. That is all the jasmine fragrances. It's not a feminine note. It is something that when it's used in the right way, it definitely adds an extra layer of complexity to a fragrance. Let me know what jasmine fragrances you like, and whatever you do, stay free, stay fresh.